Hello and welcome to the second episode of MurphChat, the show where we talk about everything in the Murphiverse. The Murphiverse? It's the Murphy universe. Arr. Okay. I am the Murfer. You know me from my show, the Murpher's Music Reviews. Over there we have my brothers, that is on his back there, that is Worker, or the Works. He's had a bit too much to drink again. And behind him we have Blondie Murphy, aka the Pirate King. We're also going to cut to Sussex Murphy and Cousin Furphy at some point. They said they've got something special planned for us, so we'll cut to that at some point. Now something I needed to talk about this week. I have been bringing this up on episodes of Murphy's show, and also on our last show, about people who need to walk the plank. People may be wondering why I'm sentencing these people to death. It's not actually a death sentence. When pirates make people walk the plank, it doesn't actually mean a death sentence. It can do, but in the most cases, it's basically a wake-up call. If you're misbehaving or whatever, it's not usually a death sentence. It's usually a wake-up call. If you have been behaving badly on board, then we will throw you overboard, basically, so you can just sort of it's sort of like giving someone a cold shower. It's just telling them that they need to sort of straighten up and fly right. Yeah, it's not a death sentence. We're not killing Eric Clapton or Francis Rossi or any of the other people we've made walk the plank. And I'm sure there's going to be many more people we're going to make walk the plank as part of this show. Arr! Oh, well, thanks for that clarification. And now we're going to cut to Murphy and Furphy with their bit. Yes, hello, this is Sussex Murphy here, back again for this second monthly edition of MurphChat. And for this week's MurphChat, myself and Cousin Furphy over there have got something a little bit special for you, and we've gone on to those AI thingies to write songs about each of the Murphy brothers and Cousin Furphy. And so here they are, and we're going to start off with this one about the Murfer.
Gorillas go bananas, but this one's got a twist. His name's the Murfer, and he loves to ride the waves. From the jungle to the ocean, he's always in a trance. He's a surfboard shredder, causing quite the craze. With his big hairy hands, he smacks the board with pride. Jumping on the deck, ready for the wildest ride. From the smallest ripple to the tallest wave, the Murfer keeps on surfing so fearless and so brave. The Murfer rides the ocean, catching every curl, roaring like a lion while riding on his pearl. With his gorilla style, he's the king of the sea. The Murfer's wave adventures, carving his legacy.
So yes, that was the Murpher's song. Maybe we'll cut back to the main studio just to see what he thought of that, or I think just come back to us at the end when you've done all of them. Okay, we're going to go through them all and then come back to them all at the end. So yes, we'll see what they all thought of them then. So this next one is about the Pirate King. It's called Blonde Pirate Gorilla.
There was a gorilla, blonde as can be, who set out to sail on the deep blue sea. With a tricorn hat and a wooden leg, he was a pirate, a sight to beg. Yo-ho, the blonde gorilla, pirate sails. He's fierce and he's funny, a legend, no tales. His ships. His ship was named Banana Breeze, with a crew of monkeys. Oh, what a sleaze! They plunder and pillage, looking mighty fine, all while singing a silly old rhyme. His ship was named Banana Breeze, with a crew of monkeys. Oh, sleaze they'd plunder and pillage, looking mighty fine, all while singing a silly old rhyme.
So yes, that's the song about the Pirate King, and now we've got one about Worker Murphy.
In the jungle, he wants to deep alive a gorilla, working while we sleep, but now he's done with cold and stone. Found his passion, painted on his own. From the darkness of the mind emerged a gorilla. His new tent search with vibrant colors, brush in hand, he's creating art that can't be planned. Ain't going on, can't be planned. Ain't doing all while we're free. Masterpiece, my masterpiece, with every stroke he tells a tale. In his art, the mind and soul prevail. From the darkness, painted on his own. From the darkness of the mind emerged a gorilla.
So yes, that's the song about Worker and his painting, and next we're going to have a song about my good friend Sussex over there.
In the jungle where the wild things roam, stood a gorilla with a coat like snow, with a top hat and a monocle. He was a sight to see. This white-furred gorilla, such sophistication in his decree. He'd swing through the trees with elegant grace. With every move, he commanded the place. A proper English gentleman in his own right, with a regal aura shining so bright. Oh, gentleman gorilla, with your collar so high, you're the ruler of the jungle, soaring high in the sky. With your refined manners and your noble heart, gentleman gorilla, you're a true work of art. With your refined manners and your noble heart, gentleman gorilla, you're a true work of art.
Oh yes, so that was the song about me. As you can see, they did get some of the details wrong. I don't wear a top hat or a monocle. But yes, I'd say I'm very much a gentleman gorilla. And yes, I think that most of that was right. And I do like the song a little bit. I think that the prompt was actually for a song in the style of Queen. I don't know. I don't think it sounds anything like Queen, really. I think it's probably more, a bit more modern than that. And certainly very auto-tuned. I don't like auto-tune. They've all sounded pretty auto-tuned, oddly, except for the opera one. It's like it can do an opera voice, but it can't do a pop voice that's not auto-tuned. So, yes, now we're going to go over to the Furphy song.
Furphy's a name, Michigan's my gang, going with a knack for spinning tales of fame. I swing from the trees, causing a ruckus you see. Tell them tall stories, will you and me? I'll tell you about the time I sailed across the sea with a pirate crew. Oh, what a sight to see. We found a treasure chest full of gold and gems so bright, but don't believe a word, cause it's all just Furphy's fight. I once rode a spaceship to the moon and back, met aliens who love to party, that's a fact. Taught me funky dances, moves I'll never lack, but don't be fooled, it's all just Furphy's crack. But don't be fooled, it's all just Furphy's crack. Furphy's a name, Michigan's my gang, going with a knack for spinning tales of fame. I'll swing from the trees, causing a ruckus you see. Tell the tall stories, will you and me? I'll tell you about the time I sailed across the sea with a pirate crew. Oh, what a sight to see. We found a treasure chest full of gold and gems so bright, but don't believe a word, cause it's all just Furphy's fight. Oh, I once rode a spaceship to the moon.
So I don't know whether people get this idea that my stories are made up. I mean, I think I have actually been on a pirate ship with the Pirate King, so that's definitely true. But yes, this idea that I tell whole stories, I don't know where people keep getting that from, but the AI seems to have picked up on it. I don't know, maybe Sussex sort of snuck that in when I wasn't looking, but I mean, I like the song. It's got a good beat to it, and it sort of captures my energy. I think we actually asked for a song in the style of Madness, a ska type thing, and it's come back with this sort of pop punk sounding thing. So I'm not sure. Maybe they figured that punk and ska are kind of related subgenres and things like that. But yes, that doesn't really sound anything like what I was expecting. But I like it. But yes, the idea that I tell tall stories, and also that last line about Furphy's crack is. I think they probably meant it as crack as in the Irish crack and not in the sense of my bottom, but the way that it's written there, it does sound like they're talking about my bottom. So are they saying I talk out of my arse? I don't know. But yes, Sussex and I did once write a song together. It was on the way to West Bromwich when we were in England. Maybe we'll perform that for you now or at another time, or no, they want to hear it. Okay, we'll just see how we'll try and work that out for you, and maybe cut back to us for that later. Well, those were quite interesting. The song about me, I think it did sort of capture my essence. It did sound a bit robotic, and as you expect from AI music. I don't think it's going to replace real musicians, possibly ever, because it is just very formulaic and robotic sounding. Someone like Katy Perry might have a bit of a struggle to maintain relevance when a computer can do what she does. But yeah, I think real musicians, I mean, that's supposed to sound like the Beach Boys, and it doesn't really sound like the Beach Boys or even like a band that sounds like the Beach Boys. It just sort of, it kind of sounds more like a Sesame Street parody kind of thing. So yeah, it's not bad, but it's just very artificial. I think the song about me actually worked quite well, except I don't have a wooden leg, and I've never worn a tricorn hat in my entire life. But I like the style of it. It did sort of get that Gilbert and Sullivan feel, which I do like a lot. And yeah, I think that they did a good job with that one. Now, I don't think we're going to get any words out of Worker. I think he enjoyed it. Did you enjoy that song? Yes, he enjoyed it. But his work is usually best. But the works usually best describes his feelings in his paintings, and so we've got a few of those behind us. So Yes, that's his main thing, and we are at one point going to do something. He has said he's not comfortable talking on camera because he's just recently had his jaw rebuilt last year, and he just feels self-conscious about it. He doesn't want to be drooling or anything on screen. So, yeah, we're going to do something in a future episode, but it's going to take a lot more editing because we're going to have to. He basically just wants to do a voiceover, and we're going to have him talk about his life. But at this stage, no, he's just going to lie down there. So, yeah. And Murphy and Furphy have already told you about how they feel about their songs. They've also said they've got a song that they've written at some point, so we might hear that at some point later in the show. In fact, we might call them over here, actually, from the other studio, because it's probably easier to film it over here. So, Murfer, you were going to talk a bit about your surfing career and how you got the name Murfer and all that sort of thing. Of course, yes. So that is quite a long story, so I'm going to cut it a bit short because there's a lot to go through. But basically, the Murphy brothers, that is myself and Walker and Blondie and Sussex, all found ourselves. We were all born in Japan around the same time. We think about 1987. Our actual birth dates are not known. Blondie, you don't know this one. He's actually a twin. He has a twin called Django who lives in Oxford. Hello, Django, if you're watching. So yes, basically we were born in Japan, and then we were sent to England, where we were going to be sold as pets. Obviously, we weren't too keen on this idea, and we made a break for it. That's where we met up with Furphy. We're not entirely sure where he's from, but he is our cousin. We have done a blood test. And yeah, we all just sort of hung out together in England, trying to find out what we were going to do. Eventually we were caught, but rather than selling us as pets as initially planned, they decided that they could find other things for us to do. So Worker being the oldest, he got a job down the mines. That's hence the reason that he's Worker Murphy. And you see, we were all just called Murphy to begin with, and that's very confusing. So we've made that our surname, but that was actually what we were called when we were trying to be sold as pets. And yeah, that got very confusing very quickly. And so Walker got a job down the mines because he's the oldest. I always had an interest in marine biology and also, as you can tell, a keen surfer. So I was sent to the Surf Academy in Wales. And Blondie just kind of made a run for it with his brother Django. And we didn't know what happened to them for a long time. We actually only ran into them again when I happened to be in Penzance last year. And it was great to meet up with him again. And he's become part of the family. And we since found Django and found him a home in Oxford with a friend of ours. So, yeah, it's all been a very good experience. But, yeah, so it was a bit unusual there for a few years. We only had each other, and now all of a sudden we were all separated. We don't really know what happened to Django in the intervening years, but, yeah, Sussex found himself a place in Sussex, hence the reason he is called Sussex Murphy, and Cousin Furphy was living in Plymouth, and we're not really sure because most of his stories you may have worked out aren't necessarily true. But yeah, so that's sort of what led to that. I studied surfing and also got a degree in marine biology while I was in Wales at the University of Wales. And yeah, I was doing really well. And I won lots of tournaments and things like that. I travelled all around the world. I retired a couple of years ago because I am getting older. But I'm also a volunteer lifesaver. I do that occasionally. Basically, I'm on an on-call basis. If they need someone, if one of the main lifeguards isn't available, then they'll give me a call, and I'll get there as quickly as I can. And yeah, I still work I also do a lot of work in conservation. I'm very passionate about that. And yeah, that's kind of my life now. I'm also, I got married last year to my lovely wife MJ, who you've seen on the show. Her sister is also in a relationship with Blondie. And yeah, that's kind of my life up to date. That's an interesting story. Next week we're going to do Workers, if we can work out how to do the editing to make it work the way he wants to work it. Anyway, that's all from us this week. And to leave you tonight, we're going to give you Sussex Murphy and Cousin Furphy with their song about West Bromwich. Arr. Okay, so to give you a little bit of background on this, this is why we were in England last year, and we were going to West Bromwich for the first time, and so we were both very excited about it, and we just started coming up with this song, and so it kind of went like this. We're on the road to West Bromwich. I've never been there before. We're on the road to West Bromwich. Well, I have. When? In 1974. Really? Yes, yes. Yes, you see, I used to be a member of the Southern Savages football team, the soccer as you call it here in Australia. That's where I get this spiffy green and yellow top from. It was a football team in Plymouth that was formed by by a few Australians and a New Zealander. So the Southern Savages thing. We're in the south of England, people from the Southern Hemisphere. So yes, we went up to West Bromwich for this football match. We were down by about 3 points. Then good old Jimmy Blenkinsopp just sort of picked up the game from there, and he scored about 5 goals in about 10 minutes. It was incredible. I've never seen anything like it before. Really? Yes. So yes, we were very excited about going to West Bromwich that day. Him because it was a chance to relive his former sporting glory, and me because I'd never been there before. But it didn't go all that well. No. So I still had the hat on from my uniform as well. So that was the same colours. And unfortunately, these appear to be the colours of Jamaica. And this young lady thought that I was making fun of Jamaican people. Apparently, that's a very racist insult where people compare them to gorillas, which is it's a terrible insult because gorillas are nice, as you've seen from these shows. But yes, it is quite offensive apparently, and I was very upset because she called me a disgrace and all these things, and I'm just a gorilla that's still wearing my old sporting uniform from 50 years ago, and so yes, I was really down about it, and we've got a few photos of the aftermath. Yes, he got very drunk. We both got very drunk, actually, but he got incredibly drunk. At one point, he was going to go nude from that point, but we managed to convince him, maybe put the top back on, because it was coming into the winter months, and he was going to get a bit chilly. But he insisted he'd never wear that hat again. And so he had this one specially designed. He calls it his Meng Meng hat, named after the sound he makes while he's asleep. And yes, so... yes, what was it you wanted to say? Yes, so if that young lady is watching, I would like to apologise. Nothing racist is meant by us. We are just gorillas trying to do our best in life. Yes, and we don't mean anything by it. So thank you for that, and thank you for watching this. We've been Murphy and Furphy, and good day. Oh, better far to live and die under the brave black flag I fly, and play a sanctimonious part with the pirate head and a pirate heart. But I'll be true to the song I sing, and live and die a pirate king, for I am a pirate king, and it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king. I am a pirate king. And don't forget, you can get Murphchandise now from our official TeePublic store. We've got t-shirts and mugs and various other things with these lovely paintings by my brother, The Works. And yes, we're talking about you. So yes, if you would like those on a mug or a cup or a mug and a cup are kind of the same thing, aren't they? Anyway, on anything, well, maybe not anything. I don't think that you can get it on. I don't think you can get it printed on a lawnmower or something like that. But something that the usual sort of merchandise things you can get for Murphchandise. Also, coming up on Murpher's Music Reviews, we have an episode about Beck and an episode about St. Vincent that are currently in the works. I don't mean in the works as in, well, no, we're not talking about you this time. So yes, keep watching the channel for that. We may also get some more channel from Simiana and her band, the Quagars, occasionally. Or just other stuff that she feels like posting. It is her channel after all, I've just sort of co-opted it. And yeah, thank you for watching. I am the Murfer, and this has been MurphChat. And yeah, we were born in Japan, and we were sent off to England, where we were going to be sold as pets. And this really wasn't something we were into, and so we all made a break for it. We met up with cousin Furphy, who we're not entirely sure where he came from. We just know he's our cousin. We did a blood test, so yes, it is true. And sorry, there's a fart machine outside.